Welcome into another edition of Sports Junkies here at RacineSportsZone.com. I'm Steve Sparky Fifer. He is Gery Woelfel. Catch me weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on the Wendy's Big Show on 105.7 FM, AM 1250, or if you have HD radio, it's Channel 2 on the KISS FM channel 103.7. So all kinds of options, or you can use the 105.7 FM The Fan app. You can stream us online at 105.7FMTheFan.com. I think I've given people enough
You are everywhere.
Right. We're everywhere. He's, of course, Gery Woelfel. You can find him each and every day here at the Racine Journal Times building if you want an autograph. All right, let's talk about Milwaukee Bucks basketball, Gery Woelfel. And let's talk about this team currently. They lose 3 in a row to start the season. They win 4 in a row after that to get to 4-3, and then they stub their toe and have a clunker, I guess, against the Boston Celtics last night as we were taping this on Thursday. I'm not concerned necessarily about this. What I am concerned about is the same thing I was concerned about last November, which is what's helping me get through this November.
All right.
Which is Jason Kidd's wanting to play everybody on the roster in November and December, and he's doing it again. My only beef is I would like him to keep a score out there with these bench players, because your best scorers on the bench are O.J. Mayo, haven't played all year, and Rashad Vaughn, in my opinion, and you don't want to play him. You play everybody else minutes, but you don't want to play him more than 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, fine. That means you have to rely on Jared Bayless, Grievous Vasquez, John Henson, Chris Copeland, who has been good, neither has Vasquez. You don't have scores. So when you're playing all 5 bench guys out there at the same time, teams get runs on you. It happened again against Boston. And that's the other thing. If this was February, Kidd calls the timeout, stops the run. It's January, figure it out, work through it. I'm not going to worry about it. And that's fine. It worked last year for Kidd. There's got to be a method to his madness of why he does it the way he does it. So I'm being patient. But it gets frustrating watching the game when you're going, my God, what are we doing?
You know, which is fine because you're a very knowledgeable basketball person, okay? But to the average fan, they're going to say, hey, the Bucks blew it again. They're not buying into that.
People were livid last night.
It was like opening night when they lost to the Knicks.
Right.
At the start of the fourth quarter, the Bucks. It was obviously the Bucks were losing. People were screaming out of the Bradley Center.
Right.
The average fan doesn't know that. They don't see the big picture, okay? And I think that's something Kidd and management is going to have to adjust, that they got to win these games to bring in and entice the fans to come to games.
I disagree. No. I would never go to Jason Kidd.
You're going to see a lot of Bradley Centers. 9,000-10,000 people.
But that's just it. I mean, last night the upper deck was empty.
Right.
But my point on this is, if I'm John Hammond and I'm the owners of this team, I tell Jason Kidd, you do whatever you have to do to get us home court advantage. You do whatever you have to do to win us a playoff series. You don't worry about people in the stands. You just do your job. We'll figure out how to get people here. I can't have my coach thinking about, well, I better play Jabari 40 minutes coming off of injury because I want fans to stay. I got to have him coach how he wants to coach. I can't be interfering with Jason Kidd.
You know, it was interesting. Last year, and I got this from a very good source, but there were some assistant coaches that were upset with Jason Kidd because they would come in with a specific game plan, okay? During the course of the game, he would blow it up. I mean, he's the head coach. Exactly.
But that's his prerogative.
Absolutely.
That's his prerogative. He gets to do that.
But it's frustrating to a coaching staff to see all that preparation go for naught.
Right.
Okay? My biggest issue is last night he threw the bench under the bus in the post-game show. I mean, he came out and said flat out.
Deservedly so.
Okay. Again, on the surface, that's true.
Deservedly so.
He's absolutely accurate. My point is, though, he's the head coach. It was his decision to keep those guys on the floor. If they're floundering, get them off the floor.
Kids try to figure out now.
Don't throw them under the bus, and you made that decision to put them on the floor.
Okay, fine. But having said that, somebody's got to hold the bench accountable if they're not producing. If you put these players out there, you have to produce. Vasquez has been horrible shooting the basketball, but he does other little things that can help to a certain degree.
To a degree.
Chris Copeland's minutes have deteriorated because he can't hit a 3, and that's the only reason he's on the basketball team.
Correct.
Damian Inglis doesn't belong on the floor. Except
I'm not sure he belongs on the team.
No,
no.
I think he's a D League. I think, and I don't know if he's still playing the D League this year, right?
You want?
He can still be in the D League. He'll be in the D League, I would think, at some point, because once O.J. Mayo comes back and once you get back MCW, there's no room to play Ingles anyhow. So he goes. I think Rashad Vaughn probably ends up in the D-League too at some point if Kid's not going to play him either. Because there's no sense, in my opinion, to have him up here to not play and just watch when he can be in the D-League getting minutes. Because that's what he needs is minutes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Both of those guys.
On all those comments, okay? Going back to the rotations, though, he's got to decide. It was like Vasquez the other night. He goes 0 for 10. I don't know if you remember this. But 3 games before that,
he 7 from 3, I think.
Yeah, a couple games before that, he went 0 for 8.
Right.
Okay. So I'm talking to Grievous after the game the other night, and I said, what was the feelings among your players and coaching staff about your shooting situation? And he goes, yeah, Jay Kidd said keep on shooting.
Yep.
And I go, okay, that sounds good in theory, that a coach is supporting you, saying, hey, keep going. We know you're a good shooter. But the problem is, Vasquez is not a sharp shooter. I think his career shooting average is like 42%.
Which is way better than what it is right now.
Exactly. But
so he's going to break out of it.
He's not a good shooter. If a good shooter is in a slump, you say, hey, yeah, go with it. You're going to break out. He's not a good shooter.
But, Gary, this is the issue.
He's a run-of-the-mill shooter, and if I'm Kid, I'm telling him, hey, either tone down the shots or have better shot selection. Don't put up 10 shots. But you're hurting us.
No, but that's not how kids use it. Remember,
I agree.
We're in November. This isn't
disagree.
February. If this is February, maybe his attitude is different. This is November. I think Kid kind of looks at it as an extended exhibition season. He kind of looks at it and says,
totally agree
I'm going to play all my guys. As long as we're not like 1-8. We're hanging around 500 in November. I'm happy. I'm good with that. And then in December, we'll play some of these guys a little bit less. And that's once we get to January, then you'll see what my rotation is
unless
truly
he
going to be.
feels a sense of urgency, which he did, I think, was against Brooklyn. Where
he wanted that game.
Yeah, exactly. So he played his starters like 39 minutes or more.
They wanted
so,
that.
I mean, it's not like he's taking every one of these games as a preseason type game. He kind of picks and chooses. But
see, again, you're seeing now Jabari Parker back in the lineup. You could start to see him. Now, he needs to see more touches, but they're going to get better there. Mm-hmm. People wrote off Ennis to start before the season, that he wasn't going to be a factor on this team at all. Right now, I mean, he looks like he could be the backup point guard of the future on this team if they so choose to keep him. Because Vasquez is gone after this year.
Can I take one step
further? Davis isn't going to be here forever.
If I was the head coach, he would be the starting point guard.
Well, and that's the decision Kid will have to make.
And I like Michael Carter-Williams, don't get me wrong. I just think the way this team is constructed, Tyler Ennis is a better fit. He pushes the ball better than Michael Carter-Williams. He passes the ball better. He's got great composure out there. He's not going to wow you with his athleticism because he's not.
Or his offense.
He kind of reminds me, here's a throwback analogy.
Well, did you hear who Kid compared him to first?
No.
Kid compared him to Mike Bibby.
Yeah. Well, he's not the scorer Mike Bibby was. Mike Bibby was a big-time scorer. And Tyler is. I'll tell you who I compare him to is Mo Cheeks, if you want to turn back
way back.
Mo Cheeks would not wow anybody, as a one-on-one player. But he knew how to get his teammates involved. He was willing to do the dirty work because he had good scorers around him.
And that's what you want MCW to do.
Exactly. And that's why I'm high on Tyler Ennis. If you would have asked me a year ago about Tyler Ennis, I said, no way. But this kid has really, really improved for whatever reason.
Well, he's getting time.
Remember last year, he didn't look good.
Yeah, but remember, in Phoenix, he didn't get any time in Phoenix before he got to Milwaukee.
I'm talking about in his appearances in Milwaukee.
That's my point, though.
Yeah.
He didn't play at all in Phoenix. So now he gets to Milwaukee. Now they go, okay, go play. Yeah. That was really like his November was his March last year. Mm-hmm. He didn't get any time early in the season. So I think he gets better and better. I'm not willing to give up on MCW.
I'm not either.
I think he's the starter until proven otherwise. Now, if it's Jabari, Monroe, Giannis, Middleton, and MCW, that's your starting five. On a night-to-night basis, he's taking 12 to 15 shots, then he's not going to be my starting point guard anymore.
I agree.
He has to be the distributor, and he has to be the guy on the other end of the floor, causes deflections, causes turnovers, and plays some D. That's all he has to do.
You touched on last night with Parker. This is a big-time scorer. Everybody knows that's his forte. And he gets 6 shots in 25
But they're not
minutes.
It doesn't appear they're running offense for him yet either. So we'll see how
they're
this
not
goes.
even looking. It's like he's not even in the building.
Right.
It's like, and that's where, to me, a point guard has to know the strengths and weaknesses of your other 4 players in the court. So
I agree. It's Gery Woelfel of the Racine Journal Times. Steve Sparky. Fifer, that was fun. Doing a little Bucks basketball talk. We didn't yell all that much either. So
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, we agree on a lot of stuff lately. We'll talk to you next time here at RacineSportsZone.com.